Hey everybody, I'm back. Happy Tuesday. I am waiting for my amazing friend Melissa Collins to pop on. Again, I love doing these kind of interviews because I love hearing other people's take on LinkedIn. Obviously, everyone knows how much I love it, and here she is. I'm just going to bring her right on so we don't waste any time. So let me get her on here. And actually, um, our second interview. We did one of these a few months back. Um, so I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah, maybe. It might work. Does it echo without them?
All right, I think we're good. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Well, so I washed my AirPods last night in the washer and then I dried them. So when you said you have headphones, I do have headphones. I just wasn't sure if they work or not. So if anyone's
Well,
wondering, you can totally wash and dry AirPods.
there's another reason to why you should go get them. So, um, and I saw that. Did you guys officially list your house?
Just today, we did the photos and the chaos, and there's probably going to be barking soon because there's guys coming to fix things everywhere. And yes, we officially listed it on the MLS. I made the decision to list it myself, which I'm getting mixed reviews about. But I really firmly believe that selling a house is much like network marketing. It's marketed via social media, and I happen to be pretty good at that.
Yeah, you
So
are pretty good at
we're
that.
gonna go ahead and try and save. We're gonna go ahead and try and save
Yeah.
$18,000. That's the plan.
Hey, listen. Sales is sales, and it's funny. My fiance is a real estate agent. And she goes, "You would kill it in real estate," and I would, but I'm not there. That's her jam, and I fully support her, and I love doing what I do. But anyway, congratulations on that, and I know it's going to go very well, and it's going to sell quick. So now, as I always do, I mean, this is our part two. We did one of these a few months back, and obviously, you are not only just a highly skilled business professional, but a highly skilled network marketer. So, for a lot of my network that doesn't know who Melissa Collins is, if you could briefly just talk about who you are, what led you to network marketing, and what had you started to turn your head at looking at other ways outside of Facebook and Instagram?
Okay, so I would say the best way to describe myself is a serial entrepreneur. I own 15 daycare centers. I've owned a event photography business. I owned an Asian nail salon. Um, it's a long story, and
Mm-hmm.
it may have been my midlife crisis, but I did own it for a while. I mean, I've owned multiple businesses. I started my first business when I was 17 years old, and so I worked for other people for a very brief time in my life. Didn't find that rewarding at all, and so I've always just liked working for myself.
Mm.
Um, and when I got into network marketing, I started because of a product, and I loved our product. It took me a year of using the products and ignoring the person who enrolled me because they didn't want anything to do with the business to finally open my eyes to the idea of residual income and the fact that I could make money without having to give up all my time.
Mm.
And although I had heard that slogan and those words before, I didn't fully understand it. It just took me a little bit of time. But when I did understand it, and when I really looked deeply at our compensation plan, I honestly couldn't sleep for weeks
Mm.
because it was just so exciting to me. I understand business and I understand business ownership. I'm a risk taker. I have no problem taking risk. And so for me, once I figured it out and understood it, it was an absolute no-brainer to go ahead and build this team. And when I started, I was ready. I was like, where's the training? What do I do? I'm ready to go. It's Monday morning, sitting in my office. What do I do now? And I got this training And it was like the most bizarre thing I have ever experienced. And I may make some people mad with what I'm about to say, but it's true. You get on these trainings and people are like, have good posture and be authentic and take nice pictures and use good lighting. And I'm like, okay, but now it's 8 a.m. on Monday morning and now I don't know what to do because I've sat up straight and I'm authentic and I still don't know what to physically do. I'm a black and white checklist. I'm a workhorse. I'll work 20 hours a day if you let me. Like I have to be made to turn off my brain. So I wanted something to do. Tell me to go dig a 20-foot hole and that's what's going to get me to the goal I want. And I will go out with the shovel and dig the hole. I had no direction and it was really, really frustrating. And so I did grow very quickly in the beginning because I do have some influence in my network and that definitely helps in network marketing. I had a large network, a lot of moms. I know a lot of moms and I raised 4 kids, so I know a lot of people. And so that grew, but then I hit a wall, an absolute wall. And my warm market, I had used it up and I had nowhere else to go. And so that's when you came into the picture and I took the LinkedIn training. And I think I've said this to you before, the biggest benefit of that training was it gave me something to do.
Oh, I love
in the
that.
first few months, it didn't generate anything. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't. But I did it anyway because when I make a decision and I create a plan that I believe will work in a business, I follow the plan. It's focus, right? Follow course until successful or whatever that is.
Right.
I just stayed on the plan and did what I was supposed to do. I did my connections, I did my reach outs, and I continued and persevered, and then it showed up. But for me, initially, it was just the fact of having something concrete to do that felt like I was moving my business forward.
Right.
Network marketing can be an incredibly frustrating. And I think the biggest frustration is you just don't have anything to do. I mean, there's people out there who are like, I'll run a marathon.
So let's pause.
They've got no course to run.
Let's pause right there. And this is, I've worked with a lot of people, but you and I, we see eye to eye on basically everything. Because we're on social media, we're both parents. We see what's going on with social media right now. And I'm seeing a lot of inauthentic ways of people posting. Like I was using an example the other day. Like I was showing my fiance, I'm like, I said, I'm going to show you someone's newsfeed. And I said, I want you to tell me if you think this person has a job or not. So I started scrolling through this person's feed and she goes, there's no way they could have a job with the way that they're posting. And I said, I know. I said, but they have a full-time job and they're doing this maybe an hour a day. And so I'm seeing a lot of smoke and mirrors where people are being taught how to give the appearance that they're full-time in network marketing when in reality, and I talked about this on my Facebook Live earlier, the more that you can actually let people into your life about like what's actually going on, then you start attracting the right kind of people no matter what the platform is. But just like what you said, the best feeling of any network marketer is being in action. And you said having something to do. And I was just like you, and that's why I created this program out of necessity, because I was literally just hitting the post button every day and expecting my business to grow and things to happen, and it just wasn't. So let me ask you this, and I talk to a lot of people every day, as you can imagine, and everyone says to me, I don't want to add anything on top of what I'm already doing, right? They use this like add on top of Facebook and Instagram. And I don't know if you know this, Melissa, but there was a 2-hour temporary blackout again on Facebook and Instagram Sunday morning. It only lasted 2 hours. I mean, I was sleeping when it happened. It was like really early in the morning, but that's the third one in 6 months.
Well, I wasn't sleeping and I knew it happened because I was having a massive yard sale and I needed Facebook.
Well, there you go.
So I know.
So why do people feel that LinkedIn, in the way that we use it, is adding something on top?
Okay, so I think that's because they're unfamiliar with the platform and change is difficult for people.
Mm.
And so step one is accept the fact that you're going to have to push a little and get outside your comfort zone because you don't know exactly where the button is. But accept that it's really just that you don't know where the button is. I mean, you know, Instagram. So I'm an old lady. I don't like Instagram. It wasn't my jam. I'm not like, I just feel like Instagram, it just freaked me out, but I needed to learn it. I'm uncomfortable on there, but I figured it out. LinkedIn was the same thing. When I first started using it, I tried to use it without you first. And it was very overwhelming. I don't know which button. It's not intuitive the way that Facebook is.
Yep.
So I think that's part of the problem. So training is necessary. You know, people come into network marketing and they think that it's just talking to people and recommending stuff. And that's a disservice that we do to people when people say that. Okay, you didn't become a nurse without training. You're not becoming a lawyer without training. No one's becoming a real estate agent without training. And you're not becoming a professional network marketer without training.
Oh, I love that.
It's something you have to learn. It's not, you know, you just don't wake up and know how to do it. Yes, you know how to talk to people, but do you know how to ask the right questions? Do you know who you're trying to talk to? Have you identified your perfect client? Because there's no point in talking to 400 people that is not the person you're trying to talk
Yeah.
to. That's just a waste of your time. And so there's a lot that goes into it, a lot. And I feel like people see this image of network marketing from Facebook specifically, sometimes Instagram, and they think it's just posting cute memes, before and after pictures, and spamming people in their messages. And that is so far from what I do. So far from what I do. Yeah.
And it's the truth. And I think as we are now in the age of social media, we are in the age of digital marketing. Everyone's looking to automate as much as they can. You know, even to the days of back to the days of Buffer and Hootsuite. Everybody was looking, I'm gonna pre-plan all of my posts for the next 6 years so I don't ever have to be on there. And I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait for that little bell to go off my inbox, someone wanting to sign up. And you hear this all the time, network marketing. It's not net post and pray marketing. You have to work this business. And like you, I've also been psychologically unemployable since I was a teenager. I've never worked for anybody. I've owned my own health clubs. You know, I know what it takes. And I think the one thing that I'm learning, the hardest thing for a lot of network marketers that they don't do enough training on. Remember how you and I feel that there should be entrepreneurship classes in high school. I think there definitely needs to be an educational course on how to be an entrepreneur in high school, because there are some people that really want to own their own business. But second, in network marketing, the one training that's still not done enough of is teaching people how to disconnect from the employee mindset. Now, there might be network marketers that come into this and they're running, but they've been managed their whole life, managed. Like they've been working, I don't care if you've been working for someone else for 5 years or 15 years. After about 66 days of being managed, that emotional connection is there, and it's really tough to break, because you and I both know when someone's brought into this business, yes, do you have to, I don't even like hand holding because that still feels like an adult daycare center, and you know all about daycare centers. But, you know, it's one of those things where you just want the right people, and everyone is looking to be managed. And the one thing that needs to be trained more so than anything is teaching people how to be their own boss. Everyone has uplines, but you're definitely one of those people that said, you know what, like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to blaze my own trail. I didn't sign up to be managed or bossed by someone. I signed up to be my own boss. Yeah. So speak on that for a second. Why is it so hard for people to let go of that employee mindset? And why do they hold the candle so high to the person that enrolls them?
You know, it's funny that you asked me this, because at lunch today, I got a message from somebody, and I believe it was from a conversation I had online with you. That's how she's got connected with me. And she asked me some questions that were very illuminating to this fact. And she said, when you take people from LinkedIn and you connect them to your Facebook, when you put them in your uplines group, she's assuming I do that, which I don't. When you put them in your uplines group, and then you don't control what the posts are, like, what are you doing? And I said, I have my own group. And she said, oh, so you just take things from your upline and put it in your group? I'm like, I don't know why you keep asking me about my upline. This is my business. I post things in my group. I control my product group. I'm proud of my product group. I would show it to the world. If you're not proud of the group that you're in, you shouldn't be in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to show people what's in that group, you have a major problem. And if you don't have control over your group, you don't own your business.
I spoke to
employee.
her about this after you spoke to her for a while, and she's like, yeah, Melissa and I spoke for like 45 minutes. I thought she was only going to talk to me for about 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, Melissa's like the female version of me. So you're going to get much more of someone when you get on the phone with her. And, thank you for doing that because, I speak to her, probably every couple of weeks because this is a big struggle.
This is a different person.
Different person?
Different person.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. So this person, I know who you're talking about. This person messaged me today. It was just a quick message.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But but that person you're talking about, we did have a long talk about leadership and how to stop being a chicken.
Yeah.
And find some big girl panties and go do it yourself because the only way to be a leader is to be a leader. You're not a leader in someone else's group. You're a follower. So I always tell my team, I created on my team, I created something called Project Freedom. So when people join me, they want to run a business, they go through a 3-month training program. And you can call that their hand-holding period, whatever it is. That's their 3-month halfway house between employee and business owner. And it's intense. And I'm an intense person. And I don't baby people. People cry on my calls. I'm honest. If you're coming up with excuses, I'm telling you I'm not a soft person to work with. I'm pretty tough. It's intense. And some people fall off and some people take off and like a rocket. But the bottom line is I only want to work with people who can handle that level of intensity.
Yeah.
Because that's what network marketing takes. It takes a little bit of obsession. I always tell them, if the people in your life, your husband, your mom, your kids, your dog, and your close friends aren't telling you that they are sick and tired of hearing you talk about your business, you're not doing it right.
And you're not talking about it enough.
It should be coming out of your pores. You're not talking about it enough. I sit down at a table at a restaurant, and my wife doesn't even start talking because she knows exactly because I just talk, and she's like, at some point I will be allowed to order. I'll order eventually. She'll shut up eventually, right. And I'll order.
But it's one of the
And you, sir, you're going to be on our Facebook, so.
And I love it's the go-getter attitude where most people are waiting for, and this is what I don't understand. I've been to probably about 6 University in Actions, and I think that's like one of the best events that Isagenix has because they say that's the event that teaches you how to be a network marketer because David moves you around the room and he has you getting uncomfortable, and I'm like, and every time I sat in this room and I'm like, people are really learning how to be like, they don't get that they have to talk to strangers and people they don't know, and that's the thing. I was not going to be that weird person sitting in Starbucks saying hi to people as they walked in. I just wasn't going to do that. And it's so funny. People talk about this whole, I got to be belly to belly. And I try to explain to people, belly to belly is another name for being a human being. So when you're out in public, the normal thing to do as a human being is to talk to other people, say, hi, how are you? Like, you don't have to learn how to be a human being. Right. You already are. So, I had you write down the 3 biggest reasons why people need to get on LinkedIn. And Gary Vee just wrote an amazing blog article about a week and a half ago that basically said that, where LinkedIn is right now, engagement-wise, organic-wise, network-wise, it's where Facebook was 5 to 7 years ago. But people are still resistant to get on there because certain uplines, and again, this is no fault to the uplines or the downlines, but the way that network marketing has been structured is that whoever enrolls you, people feel that that's who they control what I do.
That's your boss.
And that's my boss, and
right.
Their word is law, and I can't go out on my own. And I remember when my immediate upline, the person above my person, and she refused to get on social media. refused it. She goes, I don't build this through social media. I do this all belly to belly, blah, blah, blah. And I remember reaching out to my upline, and I said, dude, I can't be led by this person. I'm sorry, I can't. And I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm starting my own team call. I'm starting my own team group, and I'm building a website, and whoever wants to come over with me can, or they can stay here. And everyone ended up coming over with me because, again, when one person feels one way, there's a lot others that feel the same way, but they're just not saying anything. And no one says that you can't. Like, I encourage people, blaze your own trail. Like, you know, what I love about what you did, I taught you how I use LinkedIn, and I taught you the 4 principles of it, and you have made it your own. You still follow my principles, but you're not using the same verbiage as I use. You're doing it as Melissa Collins. And that's the beautiful thing about once you get under the kimono of what I do and you make it your own and bring your own voice to it, obviously the world's your oyster at that point. But I still don't understand why people are so resistant. And here's the other thing, Melissa, that I wish I was told in the beginning, and I was, is that you're going to have to invest in this. If you're gonna want to make the money in this, that's possible. You are absolutely going to have to invest outside of going to events. You are going to have to hire coaches.
Yes.
You're going to have to invest in programs.
Yes.
So why do you think that's not talked about enough?
Because okay, so twofold. People are trying to enroll anyone with a pulse. And so if you're going to go for anyone with a pulse, you can't always let them know there's going to be outside investment, because they like to spin the tale that, oh, it's just this small, just reinvest in, for our company, just reinvest in foods you would already be buying, and that's your only investment. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make $100 a month, but if you want to make $10,000, $15,000 a month, there's more investment than that. I mean, come on. Nobody starts a multi-6-figure business. Nobody creates a multi-6-figure business without investment. It is significantly less investment than any other business model I know of, and I've opened lots of brick and mortar businesses. However, there still is investment. I buy books, I buy podcasts, I hire coaches. I have a coach right now I'm working with. I invest back into myself. I probably invest 40% of my profits back into my business, because I'm not where I want to be yet. And when I get to where I want to be, then maybe that number will change. But I mean, it's personal development. It's events, but it's not just your company events. Your company's events, they have their own goals, and they may not always line up with your goals. And I know that that's not a popular opinion either, but it's true. Sometimes our company is trying to hit a number, and they create a promotion that will make that number hit. But maybe right now you're trying to build your left leg, and you need to not focus on that promotion that's going to take you off it. You need to stay focused on your goals. Going to events like Network Marketing Pro with Eric Worre and investing in that's investing in yourself. You're not going to get that indoctrination you get at your own company's events. And guys, come on, that is part of company events. And I understand it and agree with it and think it's important. But I also would you also need to be indoctrinated in network marketing.
Yeah.
And you need to be indoctrinated in entrepreneurship. You don't just have to go to network marketing events. You can go to how to build a website. Do you know how to build your own website? Do you have your own website? One of the biggest things that I always start out with people is I say, go look through our company or other companies. So go look through your company and pick your top 5 leaders, the people you want to be like, the people you wish you had their life, the person making $2 million a year. Write down their names and then go stalk them. I guarantee you they're wide open. Go on all their social media, and I want you to stalk them. And I want you to write down, make a full list of all their characteristics. What do they have? What do they do? They have a podcast. They wrote a book. They have a Lamborghini. They have a big house in Malibu, whatever. Write every single thing down, all right? Just keep going and make this huge list. Then go back to that list and cross off everything ridiculous, because you're not getting a Learjet, you're not riding in a helicopter, you're not flying first class, right? You can cross those things off. But you can get your own Zoom room. You can do your own Facebook Live interviews, free guys. You can start your own Facebook group. You can have your own team meetings, even if you only have a team of 1, even if it's only your dog sitting in the room and you're practicing. There are 50 things on that list that you can do for free today. and you're choosing not to do them, and therefore you're choosing not to be a leader.
And I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself. And that's the thing. People are waiting for someone to do it for them. So we got a couple minutes left, and I just really want to touch on one more thing. So obviously, there's a lot that you've learned by expanding your social media horizons, you know, as a leader, like jumping onto LinkedIn. If you had to pick out from everything that you know now, being on the other side and being on there and building through there, what's the number one reason why someone does need to get on there that's never been on there before, or maybe has a profile but doesn't know how to use it?
Well, I think it goes back to the needing something to do and being in action, because you're not always going to be able to be in action on other social media. And every single day there's something to do on LinkedIn. We talk about, most network marketing leaders will tell you that you need 5 pools where you're networking and bringing new people into your network. So for me, LinkedIn is my prospecting field for business builders. Okay. Facebook is my social proof of who I am. I don't really sell on Facebook. Facebook is social proof of my life. So when you meet me on LinkedIn and you want to know who I am, you can go to my Facebook or my Instagram, and you can find out who I am as a person. The other thing that I recommend for people to do, if you think that your Facebook is awesome, write down the 5 things you hope that people are getting from your content, and then go into a business builders group. There's tons of them on Facebook, not your company's business builders group, totally different. Boss moms, entrepreneurs, there's tons of groups. And just request that people scroll through your profile, because it better be open if you're a network marketer. Request that people scroll through your profile and send you a PM with the 5 things they think about you. You might be shocked. If they're not what you wrote down, you need to fix your content.
Yeah.
So, but as far as being on LinkedIn, it is a very important pool of people. The fact is, in network marketing, if you sell products, you own a retail store, you have direct income, which basically means you have a job, a job, that you have to go to work to get paid. If you recruit business builders, you will create residual income, which is the dream. The dream is not sell this widget and then get $5. That's not the dream, guys. So if your dream is residual income, you need to recruit, not sell.
Yeah.
And when you recruit business, and that is where they are. People are looking for opportunities. You may find someone, Facebook, your neighbor might be one, that happens. You're not finding 20. You're not. And if you want to find people who are serious about business, you know, and I think also and I did a training on this last week, I think it's really vitally important to find your ideal client and your ideal business builder. Who is your ideal business builder? It's not everybody. It's not everybody.
And a lot of people can't answer that question.
Who is it? Yeah, and if you can't answer that question, you need help right now.
Yeah.
Right now. 2 things. 2 things. If you can't explain your compensation plan in 2 minutes to me and write it out on a cocktail napkin, and if you can't tell me who exactly if you can't tell me in detail who your client is so I can walk out in the world and find them, you should stop all other activity and figure those 2 things out right now, because all you're doing is owning a retail
I love
store.
that. I love that. Again, as always, I'm amazed just how you continue to grow, and you are such an amazing leader, an amazing human being, amazing mother, amazing wife, all of those things. And I'm excited to continue to see your life, your business, and everything grow with it. And thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know you got to get back to getting the house ready and everything going. But thank you so much, as always, for gracing your time with my network and your network. And just keep shining your light. Just grateful for you.
Yeah, you too, Scott. Thank
Absolutely,
you so much.
my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Melissa.
Bye.
So again, this comes back down to, why are people doing this? And I can't express to you guys enough that you need something to do. People that are on other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, you're sitting there, you're waiting for people to reach out to you. This is the year of LinkedIn. This is the year for your business. And this is the year that you can make that investment to make it work for you. So Melissa, grateful for you, my friend. Thank you so much for gracing my network with your presence and your amazing nuggets of knowledge. And to everybody else, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.